Hello, welcome to the channel, Cali Legends Media. Okay, I just want to share this story. Um, there was a couple of guys that were going around doing a bunch of robberies, right? They were known as the paper bag bandits. Okay, two guys that ran together. So they'd go in and rob wherever they're robbing, have the people put the money or whatever they were taking into a paper bag, and they'd walk out just carrying a paper bag, right? Anyways, when they came out on the news, it came out. They were called the paper bag bandits, right? Well, one day, I had went to go take something in my neighborhood. I was moving some stuff in my neighborhood, not only in my neighborhood, but in the surrounding areas and stuff. I was moving black and white, and I went down these two ladies' houses, two women that were together, right? But they used to do tricks, okay? Not the kind like you pull a rabbit out of a hat. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? Anyway, so I'm down there at their house, and I had been down there several times. So I was pretty comfortable, I didn't think nothing. Nevertheless, I always watched my stuff. I didn't trust these women, You can't trust people like that, that are in the street hustling and doing what they can to come up, and because if they could come up on you, they're going to come up on you. So anyways, I give them what they wanted. We're doing our thing. We're in the bathroom. I'm in the bathroom with one of them. We're getting this stuff together, right? And I hear somebody knock on the window outside. The windows, it's a small place. It's just a room with a bathroom on one end and a kitchen on the other. That's the whole setup, right? I guess what you would call a studio with the kitchen, Anyways, very small place. So I heard somebody knocking on the window, right? And I could hear voices. And I really couldn't make out what they were saying. Nevertheless, when I was done, I came out and I asked the other ladies, the one that was in there with me, her girlfriend. I asked her, "Hey, who came knocking right now?" And she said, "Oh, it was nobody, And I go, "What do you mean it was nobody? You guys were talking and stuff. And who was it? And basically, she just blew it off that it was nobody, right? So I ignored them. Looked outside, they weren't there, so I ignored them that they showed up. Put it behind my head. Stood there for a little while, and then I walked out. I had a Gold Grand Prix at the time. Gold Grand Prix on sitting on some true spokes. Nice little ride. When I walked out, I popped open my hood, right? And I'm going to put the bag inside my hood. And I could hear car doors opening. And I look, and these two guys are coming towards me. One on the sidewalk and one from the street side, right? So I don't get a chance to really put this thing away in my engine compartment. I just let it go to fall in wherever it would get to, and I stood up. And one of the guys came around from my left and tells me, "Hey, what's up?" I tell him, "What's up?" I don't know these guys. I've never seen them before, And he goes, "What are you doing?" I go, "What do you mean, what am I doing?" I'm just checking my car before I take off. And I close the hood down, right? And the other one comes behind me and pushes me over my car and tells me, "Don't move," right? And he acts like he has something on my back, right? And I go, "What's up?" He goes, "Where do you got it at?" I go, "Where do I got what at?" He goes, "You know what we want. You know what we're asking you for. Where's it at?" I told him I don't have nothing. Whatever I had, I did in the house right now with some girls. And you know, he was like kind of patting my pockets and putting his hand around me. I go ahead, man, I ain't got shit, you know. I have one in front of me and one behind me with something on my back, right? So I don't remember exactly how it ended, but I get in my car and I'm pissed, right? Because these fools just try to roll me, right? This is in my own neighborhood. And these dudes were like way older than me. Like, you know, the way some of you youngsters or you younger men would say, ah, you're old, lucky old man. These guys were older than me, way older than me. I would say they were old men, both of them. And I jump in my car and I chirp out, right? I'm pissed off. And I go pick up my homeboy, right? I go pick up my homeboy Tokyo. Homie jumps in the car and we take off back to where this took place, right? All this time I'm punching it, right? We don't have time to go look for a banger or nothing. You know, we pulled the crowbars and whatever we found in the trunk, you know, a hammer, you know, some screwdrivers, threw them in the inside of the car, and we're boning out back to where this took place. And as I'm driving down 6th Street, these fools come up Duncan and turn onto 6th Street coming towards us. So I tell the homie, I go, hey, that's them fools right there. And I pull in front of them where they can't pass, you know. And we jump off, we both open the doors to get off. And one fool gets off the car on the passenger side and he starts busting, right? So you've seen a lot of times when the Juras pull somebody over that has some type of firearm, they open both doors. That's the way we were, and we're both standing outside of the car. These fools busting at us, and I reach in and I grab the hammer. The homies grabs the crowbar, and we're trying to take cover while this fool's busting, right? And I throw the hammer at the car. Right, I hit the corner of the windshield, right in the corner, and it just made a little like a spider web, right? The homeboy throws the crowbar and almost hits this fool. And this fool probably let off about maybe like 5 already, right? We go back in, and there was like around 3 screwdrivers, and I got the biggest one. One was like ridiculously big and thick screwdriver. And I got it out, and I had one in my hand, and I opened the door again, and I threw the screwdriver at the shooter, right? And that fool gets back in the car and starts punching it backwards, right? So me and the homeboy get back in the car, and we start going towards the car, and he busts another cap, right? Turns around, passes Duncan, backs up past Duncan, and then turns on Duncan, headed towards Whittier Boulevard, right? So he's going down Whittier Boulevard. We're right behind him, chasing this fool. The only thing I could think is they didn't have nothing else to put back in there to get a few more shots off. Or I'm sure he would have. Because through the whole time, through the chase, at one point we were able to pull up alongside him, and the homie threw one of the screwdrivers into them. But the problem was we didn't have nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I didn't want this fool crashing into my car. They took off. Later on, the homie tells me, hey, remember them fools? Those fools that try to trim you? Oh, well, through all of this, somehow the sack fell through. Wherever it had landed, it fell through, and it got lost. So I took a loss either way. But at least they didn't get it. You know what I mean? Anyway, so later on, the homie tells me, remember them fools that try to trim you? Yeah, them fools. Those were the paper bag bandits, right? Fucking paper bag bandits, yeah. So yeah, I checked out the newspaper, and yeah, it was them 2 cats, man. Well, they ended up getting arrested for a string of robberies and stuff. I guess they were on a good one, man, and they were robbing everything, anything, and everyone, you know. But yeah, this took place in my own neighborhood, man. So it just goes to show you, you really just can't trust anybody, man, woman, especially people that are involved with, you know, indulging in different types of chemicals, because people with those types of vices, they'll do you dirty in a hot tick, especially if they just are acting like they're your friends and really they're not. People will smile in your face, and act cordial with you, and at the same time hate your guts. Um, yeah, at that time I never expected these two girls to set me up like that, because I was good to them. You know what I mean? I helped them out a lot of times when they were sick. I helped them out. Later on they'd go get their money, make their money, and come back and take care of me. And they threw me under the bus, man. Like, for all the time I did them right, that one time wouldn't have made up for like a come up. They would have took a loss either way by me not messing with these girls. I never did anything to the girls or anything because I couldn't prove that those were the guys that came and knocked on the window. But I'm convinced that's who it was. The girl couldn't tell me who came and knocked. She was acting a little funny. I think it was obvious. The way everything went down. They knew who I was when I never seen them in my life. But anyways, just goes to show you, man. You got to be careful with the things you do and the people that you mess with, man, because anybody could turn around and do you dirty, especially, like I said, man, people that you mess with in the streets, man. I give my homeboy Tokyo a lot of credit. He's gone with me a lot of times, man, and showed up a lot of times to help and to have my back, and showed his courage, never ran, always stood there no matter what the odds were. Good dude, my homie. I'm glad he's still around. He's a very, very few people of my age are still around here in the neighborhood. I think from the Tiny Dukes, I would say there's about maybe like 6 of us left that are still here in the neighborhood. That are still around, and we see each other all the time, run into each other all the time. I picked up on Son the other day. He was walking down Ford, and I gave him a ride to where he was going, so he didn't have to walk. Seen the homie Tokyo yesterday. Pulled up, and he gave me gang of toilet papers and a bottle of tequila, some casaderos. I see my homeboy Flaquito yesterday too, from the Tiny Dukes. We were together at Rio's Pizza, picking numbers for the Super Bowl pool. So I still see these guys, but there's not many of us left my age that are still around in the neighborhood. I see my other homeboy Danny Kisses. I seen him on the block that he used to live on, that he grew up on. I guess they're having a birthday party or something there in the house next door where he lived. And I drove by and I seen him there with his people. I didn't want to go and interrupt or anything. I just spotted him as I drove by. It's good to still see some of the older homies still around. And there are some even older homies than that are still here in the barrio that I go and kick it with, and we have a beer and talk with them for a little bit. Yeah, the youngsters, they're doing their own thing. I talk with them and stuff, but they're on another trip. You know what I mean? Like they're doing them right now. Nevertheless, like I always say, man, stay free. Let's try to push these kids, man, to get into school and get into college, you know, find themselves a career where they don't have to go through the things that we had to go through growing up, you know. Little did I know I could have lost my life that day. I didn't realize it until they were facing us, when we were facing each other on the street, and they were dumping on us. You know, at that point, yeah, I realized. But up until that point, I didn't even know whether or not he really had a strap. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, this is my story. Just wanted to share it. I hope you enjoyed it, and hope to see you on the next video. Thanks for watching. Hit that like button if you haven't. Smash that like, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscription button down below. It says subscribe. Smash and put the notifications on all, so you'll be notified whenever we drop a new video or whenever we're going live. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you on the next one. God bless you, and God bless your family.